The next video shows you how Rousseau open shelving is assembled. The product's name is Spider because it can be adapted no matter the layout of your building. You will see 5 main elements. First, the distinctive features of the product line. Then, how the dimensions work for modular layouts. Third, we look at how the uprights are assembled. Then we explain how to finalize assembly of the structure and the main components. And to finish, the option of making back-to-back and side-by-side arrangements. Unquestionably, the core of the Spider shelving system is the exclusive design of the post. Their tubular T-shape has up to 7 fixing zones for the various applications and accessories. You can choose from 2 fronts, one more stylish and the other more versatile for attaching certain accessories for the mini racking applications or 2-level shelving. In particular, this highly functional shape has the great advantage of only having one type of post to be managed and assembled, even for the installation of single, side-by-side, and back-to-back units. The Spider system has 2 types of uprights: open with ladder braces and closed uprights with painted panels. When several shelving units are installed side by side, it can be useful to install closed uprights at the ends, although they can be open for the adjoining ones. This configuration is more economical and combines a stylish appearance with better visibility of the stored objects. You can also install open uprights only and make the most of the aisle ends, for example, by adding louvered or perforated panels. It can be useful to assemble the uprights on site with bolts, or you can order welded uprights. The latter costs more, but will save you installation time. Rousseau offers a vast choice of colors. We recommend light colors for panels and shelves for maximum reflection. Combining a brighter color for the post adds a distinctive touch to your installation. Spider shelving also features rigid shelf connections using compression clips exclusive to Rousseau. The shelves can be adjusted on 1-inch centers. Another great feature of the Spider shelving system is the capacity of the shelves. They are designed for intense use, with a roll-form box shape welded on the front and back. The Spider shelving system has a wide choice of post heights and shelf dimensions to enable layouts suited to the space available and the objects to be stored. The first shelf can be put 3 inches from the floor and helps the shelf spacing calculation. Rousseau has a choice of several shelf widths for making the most of your space. If you have to calculate shelving dimensions exactly, allow for the width of the post front, which is 1 5/8. So the exact dimension will always be 1 5/8 more than the nominal dimension, regardless of the number of units installed side by side. For the depths, Rousseau also has several shelf dimensions. Again, we give the nominal dimensions. If you have to calculate the actual dimension of your system, here is the exact measurement for a single unit. When 2 open units are installed back-to-back with X braces, the exact measurement will be 9/16 more than the total nominal depth. This information is provided in the installation guide. For a multi-level shelving or higher than 123-inch installation, please refer to datasheet S52, available on eRousseau or through our customer service department. Finally, it is important to mention that the SH20 shelf is 1 1/4 inch thick. This measurement may be needed to calculate the shelf spacing. Now we're ready to show you the assembly steps. Here are the tools you will need. Note that the assembly guide is in the hardware box, clearly marked with an orange sticker. First, we start with the uprights. If you ordered welded uprights, you can go directly to the floor plate assembly step. Make sure to always install universal SR post in the direction shown. As mentioned before, front holes can be used to attach accessories. Then, simply insert the braces into your first post. The rule is to put the first bolt aligned with the double holes as shown. Add the second bolt. Do not tighten at this point. For the top brace, there are 2 methods depending on the shelving height order. For 39-inch and 51-inch high uprights, the brace is bolted near the end. For 75-inch uprights and higher, the top brace is bolted as shown. Simply complete the assembly with the second post. Make sure everything is correctly aligned and fully tighten all the bolts. Then you're done. If you plan to anchor the units to the floor or add shim plates to level your units, the SH45 footplate has to be bolted to the post bottoms at this point. Again, be sure to tighten the bolts. Perfect. You're ready to move on to the next step. To start the assembly of the first unit, just bolt the back brace which will be used to link the uprights. Simply open and bolt it in the double holes at the back as shown. Be sure to tighten the bolts. If you are installing back-to-back shelving, the brace is inserted sandwiched between the uprights. In this case, use 1-inch bolts. Make sure you always fully tighten every bolt. If you are installing several units side by side in a 99-inch high installation or less, you can fit one back brace every 2 units. However, you should install one brace on the unit at the end of each row. Now you're ready to install the first shelves and the floor anchoring of the post if required. Place the clips as shown. Start by installing the shelves at the top of the units. Temporarily place a shelf around 30 inches from the floor. This will ensure solidity of the unit during the installation. Make sure that each corner is clipped in place. If a front base is required, it must be installed before anchoring the shelving unit. If you have to anchor the shelving on a concrete floor, use the anchoring supplied by Rousseau. Drill 3/8-inch diameter holes. We recommend drilling to a depth of 3¼ inches. With the anchoring in place, don't tighten the bolts because you have to make sure the shelving is level. If required, fit shims under the anchoring plates. Check again that the shelving is level, and you can then tighten the anchoring. Now place the clips for the bottom shelves. We recommend you install the shelf 3 inches from the floor. The clip goes just above the double holes. Then, simply put the shelves in their place. To facilitate placement of the clips for the other shelves, you can use the double holes on the post fronts for reference. They are set at every 12 inches, center on center. And that's it! You've finished the installation.